Hello, welcome back. My name is Olga Gebauer, and I'm an NLP licensed practitioner. I'm helping people to overcome uh, life challenges by using different techniques, neurological and linguistics. So, in today's episode, I want to tell you the connection between EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, and NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and how they are connected. Unfortunately, not many people, at least in my circle, heard about NLP, but a lot of people heard or even used EMDR. So I want to tell you a little bit of a backstory about how the technique was developed. So the official founder of this technique, EMDR, is Francine Shapiro. EMDR is a technique that connects your right and left uh, parts of the brain, and you do different eye movement technique. Because when your eye goes to the left, it usually recalls something. To the right, it usually constructs something. And by accessing different, by moving our eyes in the different ways, we're accessing different parts of the brain. And by changing the eye movement, it was discovered that we can rewire the neurological pathway. Okay, so EMDR is more neurological; it's not really psychological. So it's been successfully proven and used, and now it's wide spread. So, but the lady behind it, her name was Francine Shapiro. She was born in 1948 in Brooklyn, New York. She was an English teacher, and she had this inspiration to become a professor of English literature. But unfortunately, when she was like 31 years old, she was diagnosed with cancer. At that time, which was in 1970s, there was a lot of studies, was a lot of publication about like new alternative ways. What there was, especially on the West Coast, there's technology coming up, different workshops on psychology, was this new and exciting things. So Francine Shapiro was reading research, and she came to conclusion that cancer caused by stress. So our thoughts create that stressful condition for the body. She decided she's going to study more because one of the prepositions in NLP that mind and body are related. So with our mind, we can influence our body and vice versa. So Francine Shapiro, she packed her belongings and she really set out to cure herself from cancer and try different new ways of thinking. So she moved back to West Coast. We don't know the exact details, of her life, but we know some milestones. We know for sure that she enrolled in classes and she studied NLP. And we know as a fact that there was an article in 1985 in Los Angeles Times where actually she was teaching NLP. She was telling about the workshops she was doing, weekend workshops, and also a little longer than weekend shops because there's too much information. So she was teaching it to people. So she enrolled herself in different studies, and so also from NLP people, we know that this is where it kind of a little contradictory, because now we have two groups. We have NLP people and EMDR people. Francine Shapiro in that article mentions NLP and explains how it works. And from NLP people, we know that she briefly worked in office of one of the founders of NLP, Professor John Grinder. John Grinder and Richard Bandler, the founders of NLP, they were working with people to help them to overcome life challenges, certain traumas. And it was noticed that when people recall something, their eyes go to the left, then construct something to the right. When they process something, we call it digital. They look to the left, down, when we feel something and down to the right. So they access in different parts of the brain. So Francine Shapiro, she noticed that so people were looking at different parts of different ways, okay, when they were thinking of something. So then I read an article that actually says that Francine Shapiro asked Professor John Grinder to help her friend to reprocess the trauma. So that all this information later was denied by EMDR, and Francine Shapiro said that she came up with a technique on her own by walking in the park. She noticed when she looks this way and then suddenly she looks that way. It keeps looking and changing eye position. Her anxiety and some depressing thoughts, they were dwindling. We kind of let it be. That's the official version of EMDR, but we know that even before that, in NLP, we have EMI, which is eye movement integration. This is based on practical exercises John Grinder and Richard Bandler were doing to people. Kind of the same thing, you're moving your eyes in certain ways to help you reprocess your thoughts. So back to EMDR. So Francine Shapiro, she was very smart, enterprising lady. So then I have this little timetable here. So NLP was founded in 1970s. By 1987, it gained popularity, and we about 53,000 people were trained in NLP, okay, by the founders. They had a lot of followers, and it's been proven successful. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough research. So because it's art and a science, and academia kind of looked down on NLP, and NLP was never acknowledged. So when this technique appeared, EMDR, which was appeared, I think, first mentioned in 1989, she publishes her EMDR study. So it took some time for it to spread and become acknowledged. And eventually it had, so there was enough practical evidence to acknowledge EMDR. And now it is widely used in treating PTSD and other traumas. It is used by the Department of the Veteran Affairs. It was acknowledged by Association of Professional Psychologists. So Francine Shapiro went on to get her PhD in psychology. So this is very helpful and popular technique. I just want to add that in NLP we have similar technique, EMI, eye movement integration. It's not as rigid. It's EMDR has 8 steps, I believe. So EMI, we can use it depending on the person, what needed to be done, but it's the same idea. We also have a lot of other techniques connected to neurology. If you can see rapid change. So the only way really to find out is just to try it. I tried it. I know it works and worked for so many people. And though it's not well known, NLP, not well known to the public, but the founders and their followers, they worked for big corporations, some of them, Apple, IBM, other big corporations, because this is technology that works. It could be applied in many ways. Okay, so that's the story for today, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.